Police, parents, and local leaders are all joining a nationwide crusade against distracted driving.
And we've all seen people who are talking on their cell phones behind the wheel. And you probably waited at a light for the person in front of you to stop texting and realize that the light has actually turned green.
And this cell phone addiction isn't just a bad habit, it's deadly.
And that's why our next story here is so important. It's a Fox 10 News special report. Here's Libby Amos.
The death toll from distracted driving accidents is climbing daily. When we hear about distracted driving, many of us, myself included, think of texting while driving, when in fact it is so much more. Finding a song on an iPod, letting your dog sit in your lap, talking on the phone, even using a Bluetooth. And flashy billboards are all contributors to distracted driving. And because we all seem to be in such a hurry, most drivers won't take 5 minutes to pull over and take a call or answer a text.
I think it should be illegal.
You think it should be illegal?
Yes.
Oh, they're really bad. It's no good, not at all. People don't pay attention. It just look like they live just for themselves.
I don't text and drive. I tell everybody to call me and not text me.
Most people will admit they know texting and talking on the phone behind the wheel is dangerous.
Yeah, I have. I don't need to, but I have.
Not that often.
But sometimes?
But sometimes, yeah.
It's hard not to?
Kind of.
When the phone rings?
But, you know, when a cop comes by, you're like, ah!
I do it and try to watch out, not hit people.
Are you pretty good? Have you gotten in a wreck or anything? Or?
No, I can do it where it's like I know the numbers. I have an old school phone though, so it's like I'm good and I'm cautious about it. People could be idiots.
Every time you get on the road, chances are there's a driver around you who's paying no attention at all to you. They are too distracted, texting, talking, looking at a flashy billboard, or changing songs on the radio or iPod.
And it's killing people every single day, all over the country.
Alabama State Trooper Greg Eubanks now devotes his time solely to teaching people about the dangers of distracted driving.
When you're driving down the road and for some reason you swerve or you take your eyes off the roadway and you look at something else and you lose control, that vehicle becomes a weapon at that time. You have no control over it at that time.
Trooper Eubanks took us to some of the most dangerous intersections in Mobile and Baldwin counties.
There's another one.
You can see for yourself the number of people who completely disregard the fact that a state trooper is watching as they talk and text their way through traffic.
I believe some people do get it. I think it's some people just think that they're good enough to do it and not wreck, not have a crash. But it's just a matter of time. And when you think that it won't or can't happen to you, it can and it will.
The reality of that lesson is fresh on the minds of students at Crestview High School. Last month, senior standout Megan Warman was driving on State Road 85, heading to a night class at Northwest Florida State College. Megan was texting. While she was looking down, she didn't see the road curve at the top of the hill. Megan's dad, Rusty Fine, says his daughter flipped this car 4 times and was life-flighted to the hospital.
We were praying for a miracle. Tens of thousands of people were praying. And
after an 11-day fight for her life, Megan died from brain injuries.
Well, I kind of thought, it could never happen to one of us.
Jeffrey Lofton, a senior at Crestview High and a friend of Megan's, is one of many students who are learning a hard lesson from the tragedy.
Well, I just think they need to understand that this is serious. This is as serious as drinking and driving and other distractions in driving. And, I just think I hate that it has to happen like this and, people have to, someone has to die for us to get the message across. But I think this will really hit home, especially with our school in the senior class.
Megan and Morgan Goshorn had been friends since childhood.
She was a great girl, always nice and bubbly. She was like one that glowed all the time. When I found out she passed away, I was like, I couldn't believe it because it's a girl I grew up with. So it's like, you can't imagine that person who you played Barbies with passing away. And then it didn't hit me that she passed away until I saw her at her funeral.
Now, Rusty is bringing his daughter's smashed car to high schools in the area to show other kids how dangerous that one text can really be.
Anytime I passed it, it just made me upset because, you know, that was her car and that's why she's in the way she was, and it's just upsetting. But, sorry.
That's okay. You think that can deliver a pretty strong message, though, to some people?
Yeah, because it definitely hit home with me.
Megan played on the varsity volleyball team here at Crestview High School. She worked 2 jobs and was dually enrolled at a Florida State college. She was set to graduate as a senior of the 2011 class this May.
If Megan met you, you were her friend. She had no enemies. She was full of life, and she brought that out to people.
Megan's dad says he had strict rules about using the phone in the car.
If you text while you're driving, we'll take the car away. But, you know, as kids go, you can only do so much.
Fine says when it comes down to it, he wants all drivers to understand it could be a matter of life or death.
In this case, it was a text that took her eyes off the road that it made this tragedy happen.
Megan Warman is just one of thousands of people who have died in distracted driving accidents. As you heard the trooper say, someone dies every day out on the roads simply because they aren't paying attention. Don't let the next one be you or someone you know and love. Spread the word. Stop texting and talking on the phone behind the wheel. To see what cities around you are in the process of banning texting while driving, you can log on to our website, fox10tv.com.